Hello, PintSizeAnalyze viewers. In this episode, I'm going to be listing off 10 potential players I could see the Seattle Mariners selecting in tomorrow's draft at number 15 overall. The information used for these stats is courtesy of Antonio Urquidez at Anton I0U on Twitter. This list is not in a particular order, but I will get started with the player I think has the least likelihood of being available at pick 15. And that is starting with Texas A&M outfielder Braden Montgomery. Montgomery, a 6'2", 220-pound outfielder, absolutely thumped SEC pitching for the first time in 2024 after posting two standout seasons at Stanford, including some mixed results pitching as a two-way player. Montgomery was almost entirely a position player in 2024 and is expected to be drafted as one, pitching just 2 innings this year. Montgomery has been in the upper 90s, though, on the mound, and that provides real value in the field and at least a plus 70 grade arm in the field. Montgomery could be a potential fringe average center fielder, although he does lack some of the general range and athleticism for the position. The offensive skill set for Montgomery is the calling card, with top-of-the-scale bat speed presenting itself in a 111.1 90th percentile EV and 100-mile-per-hour average exit velocity. Montgomery is a switch hitter with a generally good approach, although some scouts believe he should potentially scrap hitting from the right side. Montgomery has received top 5 buzz all spring and is still likely to be drafted inside the top 10, but my gut says he could be a draft day faller outside the top 10. I don't think it's a very high likelihood Montgomery ends up being available at 15, but if he is, it seems like the no-brainer upside selection of a potential future 20 home run switch hitting center fielder. The second player on the list is going to be East Carolina University right-handed pitcher Trey Yesavage. Yesavage is no doubt my number 1 draft target for the Mariners this draft and has been since February. His overall consistency, deep arsenal, and sturdy frame give me confidence it's very achievable for him to develop into at least a mid-rotation starter for the Mariners. Yesavage's arsenal features a 50-grade, currently averaged 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball between 92 to 96 miles per hour, a lower 80s 50-grade curveball, and a mid-80s 50-grade slider cutter, and plus flashing above average 55-grade splitter. All of Yesavage's secondaries have flashed plus at times over his ECU career, but in 2024, it was only the splitter that was consistently a plus pitch. In an organization that both thrives in pitching development and currently lacks a blue-chip pitching prospect, Yesavage seems to present all the necessary ingredients of a recipe for a future frontline starter, and now it's time to hope he falls to pick number 15 and let the Seattle Mariners organization cook. Third player on the list is going to be Tennessee second baseman Christian Moore. Moore began the year as a relative top 60 player on most big boards, but had a dynamite spring, belting 33 home runs and posting a 1248 OPS against the best college competition in the SEC and ultimately leading Tennessee to a College World Series title. Moore plays a middle infield position, but is not a particularly good second baseman. As with most college hitters in this tier of the draft where the Mariners are picking, Moore, for as much as he slugs, 111.8 90th percentile EV and 56.3% hard hit percentage, is not without some approach and swing concerns, as he both whiffs and chases at slightly below average clips. As for the swing concerns, despite the 33 home runs, Moore had a surprisingly low pull percentage of only 30.6, 12th percentile. After the ridiculous season Moore had, it would make sense for a middle of the first round selection by a team like the Mariners. Number 4, Florida State outfielder James Tibbs. Tibbs is a plus-hit, average power, left-handed hitting outfielder in a smaller but solid 6', 205-pound frame. Tibbs, while at Florida State, improved certain aspects of his game considerably over 3 years facing SEC pitching, as he cut his K percentage over 20% from 2022 to 2024, and adjusted from a power-first profile into a much more well-rounded, all-fields approach pure hitter. Tibbs is particularly intriguing in that some of his power output more recently appears aided by his genuine feel to hit, as his batted ball data is good but not exceptional. Also strictly a corner outfielder, Tibbs is not a good runner and will likely be at best average in the field, with a possible move to first base necessary in the future. The fifth player on the list, Oklahoma State outfielder Carson Bench. Bench, a 2-year standout at Oklahoma State after originally needing Tommy John surgery right before his freshman 2022 season began, has pummeled Big 12 pitching in recent seasons. Also a legitimate, about third-round level prospect on the mound, Bench is going to be drafted as a hitter. Bench features a tantalizing combination of bat speed, bat-to-ball skills, and approach indicative of a future potential 120 WRC plus bat in the big leagues. His swing is a bit congested and might need to be toned down or simplified a bit in pro ball, but with professional instruction and coaching, that shouldn't be an issue. The final concerning aspect about Benj's offensive profile is that he seems unable to consistently pull the ball in the air, making the aforementioned potential swing change or adjustment in pro ball more likely. Benj is equipped with a plus arm in the field and average field and run tools. Likely to be a good corner outfielder, Benj could also potentially play a passable center field occasionally, but it's definitely more suited for a corner. Number 6, Wake Forest outfielder / infielder Seaver King. After spending his first 2 collegiate seasons dominating at D2 Wingate University, King hit well in the Cape Cod League in 2023 before transferring to ACC powerhouse Wake Forest and walloped ACC pitching. The super athletic and tooled-up King features impressive bat speed and barrel accuracy to all quadrants of the zone, 70 run grades, and an up-the-middle profile to play shortstop or center field. Despite the obvious upside with King, he's not without his questions as he chased a significant amount last year at 31.9%, and there's questions about his overall approach. In an organization and player development environment where he is given the long leash and ability to make some adjustments to swing to make it more geared towards contact, the sky is the limit in terms of upside, and a 20 home run, 20 stolen base season as a center field or shortstop seems like an inevitability. Number 7, UNC center fielder Vance Honeycutt. In a college class lacking players with definitive up-the-middle defensive profiles, Honeycutt stands out as a current 7th-grade defensive center fielder. Honeycutt also presents, at worst, an intriguing offensive skill set, but would have one of the highest college K percentages of a first-round draft pick in the past 10 years. With a chase percentage of 26.1% and whiff percentage of 32.1%, but 90th percentile EV of 109.5, Honeycutt is often comped to Rays center fielder Jose Siri, who is first percentile in both chase and whiff percentages, but posts a stellar 96 percentile 14.6% barrel rate and 96 percentile plus 7 outs above average defense in center field. Honeycutt is arguably the most volatile player on the list, as there is real 30-30 and 5-2 upside, while also possessing the capability for what I estimate is a 1.5 F4 floor yearly from his center field defense, but the possibility is that he never hits enough to really progress through the minors. Number 8, Mississippi State both-handed pitcher Drangelo Senja. Equipped with 3 usable offerings as a right-handed pitcher and 2 as a left-handed pitcher, Senja is a potential once-in-a-lifetime talent. Other MLB pitchers before, like Pat Venditti, were infamous for their switch pitching abilities, but had a fastball topping out in the 80s from either side. Senja from the right side averages a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, tops 99, mid-80s cutter slider breaking ball shape, and upper 80s firmer changeup. From the left side, Senja utilizes an average 91-mile-an-hour fastball, tops 94, and low 80s swooping slider breaking ball shape. Senja has not pitched as a left-handed pitcher since May 4th and exclusively threw as a left-handed pitcher versus left-handed hitters in 2024. Some scouts are under the impression he could unlock another level as a right-handed pitcher by focusing on it entirely, but still remains impossible to not be very enamored with the upside of an athlete like Senja. One final note about Senja is that he is relatively undersized for what you'd expect from a first-round pitcher at only 5'11", 200 pounds, but the double plus athleticism he exemplifies is apparent when you hear he's actually left-handed dominant. Number 9, Saguaro High School, Scottsdale, Arizona, left-handed pitcher Cam Caminiti, the first of 2 prep players on this list. Originally a member of the 2025 class and the younger cousin of the late former NL MVP Ken Caminiti, Caminiti is arguably the top prep arm in the class. A 6'2", 205-pound frame, Caminiti still has some physical projection of an arsenal already with a mid-90s fastball and 2 upper 70s sliders and curveball breaking ball shapes, along with a changeup. Caminiti has struggled to find a consistent shape with the breaking ball, with some scouts believing he has trouble spinning the ball. Caminiti's delivery is aided by his two-way potential athleticism, taking advantage of some deception and allowing for consistent strikes being thrown. Caminiti also reclassified as a 2024 draftee from the 2025 class and is one of the youngest players in their class at only 17 years old tomorrow on draft day. Number 10, the final player on this list, Catholic High School from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right-handed pitcher William Schmidt. A lean and very projectable 6'4", 180 pounds, the LSU commit features a mid-90s fastball with arm side run, but the main attraction for Schmidt is a low 80s hammer curveball. Schmidt's curve is particularly notable as it is widely regarded by some scouts as the best curveball in the class, with distinct 12-6 action and regularly in the 2,900 plus RPM range. Schmidt has also experienced a velocity boost in recent months, with the fastball adding about 3 miles an hour this spring. Schmidt generally commands his arsenal well and presents so much upside, it could make sense why the Mariners could fall in love with him at pick number 15. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. This was the 10 players who I could potentially see the Mariners drafting tomorrow. I am so excited about this draft. I'm so excited to watch. And I'm so excited to see who are going to be the hopefully new 20th members of the Mariners organization. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it, and bye-bye.